randomly fun stuff we talk about, which is whatever fun stuff there is that I'm willing to let be talked about on public. I don't air my dirty laundry, generally.
Most people don't. I think it's
Oh.
just very select few that do really, and
Oh.
they're loud about it.
Really? I could
Yeah.
have sworn that I see constant dirty laundry for all over social media. People love to like put it out there so they can get
Ouch!
the pity parties. What'd the cat do?
Kitten! Holy crap, you're sharp.
He come
No,
up and
okay,
wanted.
come here. Oh my god. He decided to try to climb my leg. I'm wearing a skirt today, so my leg doesn't have anything to cover it.
Mm.
And he got partway up my leg with his claws.
Mm.
That was not nice.
No, that's not nice. That's rather sharp.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fluffy. He's like 2.5 times the size already.
Yep.
He's huge.
Yep. Well, kittens grow fast.
He's so fluffy.
I still found it amusing when he attacked my feet when I walked in the kitchen the other day.
Yeah, as soon as you walk out, though, you're safe. It's only when you walk into the kitchen, and
Mhm.
if you don't feed him, he will climb you then too.
Mm-hmm. Well, he attempted to.
Yep, and it's going to be interesting when he gets older and is like 25 freaking pounds.
Mm-hmm. Well, cats are critters. Just wait till he wants to be a shoulder cat. Be carried around on your shoulder.
He found my hood today. Oh, and onto my shoulder. He does like my shoulder.
Oh. All right. Well, go kitten, go. They get all excited.
There, see?
Yep. Yep, there he is. Yeah.
He's very happy up on my shoulder.
He's a shoulder cat. He won't be a very good shoulder cat, though, when he's 25 pounds.
No, he won't, but he's going to try.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be a big kitty.
Sorry. Yeah, he's going to try to climb onto my shoulder. He's going to try to get onto your lap. Cat, don't do that.
Mm-hmm. How nice. How nice. All right. Well, we've got everything we need for a show all set. It's just random, whatever we talk about for another 5 or 6 minutes, because I've really got nothing today. It's one of those days. Playing catch up with all kinds of emails and other things.
Yeah, sounds about right. I got sidetracked before the show, looking for the meaning of the name Roisin, because it's one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if it was like a name or if it was a thing. Turns out it's Roisin, which starts out as Roisin, which comes from a song from the 17th century called Roisin Dove.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Celtic song. It's very pretty.
Yeah. Well,
it's one I sent you the link to.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I need to tune this up a little bit. That way it works better. How's that?
Awesome. Well, Kat, if you don't want to be there, then get off of there.
Get that. Listen to myself talk. There we go. Now I can hear myself talk.
Isn't that your favorite thing? Listen to yourself talk?
Yeah, that's exactly what I love to do, is listen to myself talk. Well, it comes in useful to have a mic monitor for when you... And then you can't hear your own voice. And you go, oh, wait a minute, I'm muted.
Mic monitor?
Yeah, it's a device on the mix board so that you can hear your own voice in your headphones.
Oh, okay.
So you actually get to hear yourself as everyone else hears you.
That would be useful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I actually hear myself and I've just gotten used to it or what.
You've probably gotten used to it now that you've been recording this for what, 2-3 years now?
3 years.
3 years? Yeah, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because could barely get you to talk in the beginning.
That's because I'm naturally shy. Mm-hmm. It takes a while to get used to something. Then once I'm used to it, I'm good.
Oh, well, you're used to it now.
Apparently, I keep talking at you.
Uh-huh. And you're getting better at talking over me, so it's all good.
Slowly but surely, but that's a necessity in order to keep talking when you're talking.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is, or it can be. Oh, blah, 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 all that good bubble jazz.
I think it comes from when you did the show alone.
Yeah.
So no, kid. Okay. Kitten needs to go elsewhere.
I did it for about half the number of years the show's been around. I've done it by myself. I had 4 years where I had another co-host, and he didn't join me till after I'd been doing the show for over a year. And then when he left, I had to continue it by myself for a few more years.
And now you're stuck with me.
Yeah, well, eventually I'm going to leave it, and you got to find your own co-host. I suggest you start shopping for one now.
I have successfully distracted the kitten away from me.
We're going to have to actually teach you how to do the recording and everything else.
I'll get there.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. The kitten will get bored. He'll come back. Usually right in the middle of the show. It's when they get the most annoying, like kids and toddlers, They ignore you to the moment you pick up the phone and call somebody.
Well, I have a feeling that's exactly why he came over here and started climbing me as soon as I was on here talking. But then I chucked something into the living room and he's gone.
No, that's
I have just a pile of things I can chuck over there for him. Keep him well occupied. Oh, and he has discovered the red dot.
Yeah.
He loves the red dot.
Mm-hmm.
He can't catch it at all. He does a whole body dive and just splats onto wherever the red dot is. He's not very good at it, but he loves it.
Well, that's good.
Much more entertaining than the other two cats. They actually hunt it, especially Ghost.
Well, he's a kitten.
Yeah, the kitten is entertaining. Ghost is just kind of scary with the way he stalks it and then gets it.
Yeah, well. So how's the baby chick doing? Mama's taking full care of it now?
Yep. All we have to do is capture it and chuck it back into the coop at night.
Yeah, until they figure out how to walk back up the plank.
Yeah. Once they figure out how to walk back up the plank, we'll be good. It took a few days. But I think the only issue is that chicken hatched a day later than the other two, or than the others, so it took a little longer for it to learn how to walk.
Yeah.
I am so happy it is not a special needs chicken. We do not need a special needs chicken.
No, special needs chickens are a whole lot more work.
Yeah, we've got a special needs cat. No need for special needs chicken.
Yep. All right, it's time for music and then showtime.
All right.
Let's pull it off.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. I feel the rope tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste
Alrighty then, it must be time.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WordPress Plugins A to Z, not Z.
It's episode 629, and we have plugins for Premo Elementor Addings with recrawling and WordPress news all coming up on WordPress Plugins from A to Z. WordPress. It's the most popular content management and website solution on the internet. And with over 80,000 plugins to choose from, how do you separate the junk from the gems? Join us for a weekly, unrehearsed conversation about the latest and greatest in WordPress plugins. This is WordPress Plugins from A to Z. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the brewery overlooking beautiful southern Vancouver Island. I'm John Overall, and with me is the ever lovely
Amber overall.
And, well, we're sitting here getting ready for a show. The kitten's ready to find an explosion at the end of a balloon. And I really don't have a heck of a lot today. It's one of those days, so...
Thank you for sharing, John. Now get down from that soapbox.
Okay.
All right. See, I heard the noises before, but once the show started, nada. Oh, well.
No,
All right. So, welcome to episode 629, Clean and Clear Solutions. I really like the picture that goes with this, by the way. So we've got a couple of great in-depth plugins to cover for you, some recent news in both the WordPress world and the tech world in general, and some awesome WordPress tips. Hoping everyone out there is getting a chance to go and get into that warm weather. I did manage to get us all, like my kids and myself, all out to the lake, and we did manage to get into the water. We did not stay in the water for very long, though, because that lake is still really freaking cold.
yeah.
And we have so many balloons. So many balloons. My daughter got like 200 balloons for her birthday. It's amazing. And she's having a lot of fun with them. And she also got some helium balloons. And that's what the kitten is playing with right now. It's a helium balloon. So we may have a higher pitched kitten than usual if he pops it and breathes it in.
I doubt it.
Hey, it would be really entertaining if we did.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a few reminders before we start the show today. For August and July of this summer, we will only be appearing once a month. So that will be July 29th and August 19th. We are back to normal in September, though. And this month, totally normal. Just a heads up, and we want everyone to be aware. Remember that our show is every other week, starting at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, with pre-streams starting about 12:15 p.m. Join us for some entertainment there. We usually have an entertaining conversation, though sometimes it's actually an informative conversation. Our notes for each episode can be found at wppluginsa2z.com. Hi, Hemdian. The newest show notes will be up within 24 hours and on our front page. And don't forget, this is a value for value show. You are a big part of its creation. You are our producers, and we need you to help us to produce. So get on out there, hit some like buttons, share an episode or two, and let people know that you helped to produce the longest running WordPress plugins podcast. That's it for reminders. Don't forget to stick around till the end of the show for the Q&A. We may actually tell my dad today. Who knows? Especially if some listeners start sending in questions. That'd be really great. So let's start today with the art from Sir Rogue the Tavern, Baron of the Couch and Valley. That is a heck of a title. I really like this.
I paid for that title. Good
Yes,
hard
you did.
cash.
I really like this image. It's so awesome. It's definitely what I need to have some kind of wiper blade for my brain to clear everything up for me.
Yeah. It just seemed to fit.
And on to the news.
Oh, we got news. Let's get it.
Please, can everybody be quiet? Please be quiet. Shut up! And now the news with Amber.
Okay.
Okay. So, for the first thing we have here is WordPress vulnerability report. In this report, there are 153 vulnerabilities. So far, this is not the right one.
That says May 22nd.
That's old.
Yeah, that's not the right one. For some reason, what I did this morning didn't get transferred over.
That's not good.
Nope. From what I recall, there's actually 123 vulnerabilities that are going, or 123 plugins that have a vulnerability, and about 79 of them have been patched. That's what I remember currently. So if you,
There we go. June 5th.
yeah,
128 vulnerabilities. 79
I was close.
patched.
I was close.
49
My memory's
plugin
not too shabby.
vulnerabilities. No patch available.
So yeah, if you go here, this is where you'll find the information. And all the ones that have a vulnerability are right up at the top. So of the 49 that are unpatched, this is where you'll find them. You just keep scrolling down, and there is one theme that had a vulnerability, but it has been patched. Be sure to go check that out as well. Vulnerability is right below the list of plugins. I want to read it off for everyone. Responsive. It's the theme is called responsive. It had an issue. It's been patched. If you use responsive, be sure to go and update it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure how that got missed. I guess the work I did didn't save. So when I was writing this morning for the patch stack vulnerability report, luckily this one is just always the same length. It doesn't change. The most recent issue was a cross script issue.
Yep.
There we go. Cross-site scripting vulnerability. So you can look here. Right now it's showing the 3 plugins that have the most recent issues. It tells you what the issue is, how long ago the issue was found. It is the most up-to-date I've been able to find with issues going on. You can set it to change from plugins to themes to whatever you need that they have available. You can. It's very useful when you learn how to read it. Hamnian said the peanut gallery is standing by, ready to disrupt.
Yes.
And
well, we need them to disrupt. How's that?
Yeah.
Any difference, Hamdian? Am I quiet still? I can move outside and leave the computer in the house. It's kind of sunny out there.
It is. It's nice and sunny. It's been cloudy all day, but it suddenly got sunny up here. So next up, we have WordPress 6.5.4 maintenance release. This is a minor release and features 5 bug fixes in the core. You can check out the link in our show notes to find a much more detailed summary of the fixes and release candidate announcement. I have the link right there for you as well. Heads up, the next major release has been decided for July, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. That'll be 6.6.
I think they would have been delivered on June 6th.
Nah, too many people would start talking. So next up, we have WordPress 6.6 Beta 1. For those who like to be on the leading edge of WordPress, you can check out 6.6 Beta 1. Figure all of those kinks and issues that need to be resolved before the release. At least that's the idea. Here's open. If you're interested, you can find the link here in our show notes. And there really wasn't much news, but there is one thing I'd like to bring up, which is Matt Mullenweg's thoughts on going back to the basics. It seems that the 21st birthday of WordPress has caused Matt to not only hear what people have been saying, but really think about how WordPress started. So because WordPress started this way, or had a way that it started, he's actually thinking about going back to it. And he's got 11 things listed here on what he wants to focus on. So I think this is a really good thing to read.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know he had a blog.
Oh, yeah. He's got a blog. It's been going since the beginning.
And the last thing I have here is Apple AI on its way. I wanted to bring this to the show just because everyone has been developing and releasing so-called AI. And now Apple is going to release its own version of Grok and ChatGPT.
Sure.
I can't help but wonder how this AI is going to stand up and whether or not each of these AIs are going to specialize or if they will simply all wind up being the same thing, kind of like all the companies who built them are all really the same thing now. It should be interesting to see how they decide to develop their AI anyways. I mean, Google has messed up their algorithm by releasing their own IA, and ChatGPT has turned into really just a thing to use to go over your work before you turn it in. Nothing really stayed as they initially meant it to be. It's not working quite how they expected. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the Apple AI.
Yeah, it'll be just like the rest of them. The only one that has minimal amount of censorship is Grok.
That's true.
You know, it'll be highly censored like Google's AI, like OpenAI. It'll be, well, if they won't let it think, it's never going to work.
Hmm.
You know, just like humans, if you don't let them think, they'll never accomplish anything. So, but they're telling it how to think, so we'll see. But they're not the only ones. Adobe's creating their own AI too. I caught a piece of news that if you use Adobe software and you store your images up in their cloud and stuff, you give them permission to use your unique designs in the training of their AI.
Cool.
Well, cool and not cool, you know. That's part of the problem. That's one of the things that's stumbling AI now, is because all the lawsuits against them for all the source and materials they were using that was copyrighted, which is pretty much
Yeah.
everything in existence. Everyone who has a copyright wants their share of the pie, of the cash pie. You use my stuff, I want to get paid. You know,
That makes sense.
I can understand it on one aspect. On another aspect, with maybe they can go to what's currently available in the open source market, which dates, I think we're up to 1927 now. So everything previous to that is free material. Anyway, off you go.
So we also have some extras here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some WordCamp info and some cyber stuff, all kinds of information. Like there's another link here of FBI takes on huge global army of zombie computer devices, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of stuff in the extras. Do have a look. There's not just stuff that I brought. There's also stuff that listeners have brought. So next up, we have dragon rating time.
All right, let's get on to what we got for plugins. All right, the first one I've got for you here today is Premium Add-ons for Elementor. May or may not have covered this in the past. I probably have, but I couldn't remember. So I'm like, all right, we'll just bring it back again anyway. The Premium Add-ons for Elementor. It is a very useful add-ons plugin, and it comes in two flavors, premium and free. The free version gives you most of what you need with no problem. The premium version, which I have a copy of and use regularly on all of our Elementor websites, provides you with a whole lot more elements to make it work for you. It has a ton of elements that you can use in Elementor for building out your site. Now, one of the key features about this thing, though, when using it, is to make sure the moment you install it, you go in there and you turn off all the widgets. Turn them all off so that they're not automatically applied. Every one of these widget plugins for Elementor, they'll have anywhere from 40 to 60 to 90 to 120 widgets available. But they all come automatically turned on, which means they load continuously extra code that you do not need for your site. Turn them all off and then go through and choose the ones you're going to use for whatever site you're building in there, be it a specific images, headers. I've used the tooltips in this one. The SVG draw widgets are fantastic. The navigational widgets, display conditions, equal height feature, which is a very useful one. The equal height feature was one that I discovered while building out some custom pages that had images in there to get the images to look proper for the layout, considering the images that were supplied. It's got a post duplicator and so much more in here for what it can do. It's got a few I haven't tried, such as a weather widget, a world clock widget, a news ticker widget. They're kind of useful items for very specific needs. But on the whole, it's fantastic. The free version gives you a whole lot. You can just go down the list and see all the ones that are free, and then you can go look for the ones that are pro. The site logo widget is a pro. The image accordion is a pro. And the image accordion is also very useful on this particular plugin to have not only accordion stuff, but to put images into accordions. So that comes in very handy if you're displaying specific type of information. Just a real lot of great things in this plugin to go check out. It's very useful. The annual licensing fee is only like at $30 a year for the plugin, so it's not that bad. If you use a lot of it, it provides, from my experience so far, it provides about 90 to 95% of all the widgets you'll ever need for Elementor. There's a couple of occasional ones. There's another free version out there I use specifically because they have a way better gravity forms widget. And, so other than that, go check this one out. It's the premium add-ons for Elementor, and I give it a 5 Dragon Radius. Unmute yourself.
Have you played the Wii yet?
Oh, that's right. We got a Wii here, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
I was waiting for your signal.
There you go.
All right, WordPress tips. So we'd love to hear some tidbit tips from some of our producers out there. What did you figure out by breaking something? Or what did you need to learn in order to help someone else who broke something? You can send these tidbits in to me at amber@wppro.ca. Hemdian said, if they only train AI on non-copyright documents, since many of them are old, any copyright has expired, AI books could sound as if they were written yesteryear. Tech manuals could read verily, I say, log in to thine computing device.
That's funny.
Oh, mix that with cursive, and we've got a secret language that the younger generation will never know.
Yep. And anti-theft devices on cars where they have not manual stick shift.
Yeah, that would actually work. I mean, people my age, for the most part, can't drive shift either. All right, back to making sites. If you're a developer and you do your own thing, say you work solo or you have your own business, something I am learning is don't be shy about passing your card to everyone. Absolutely anyone and everyone, including your kids' teachers. And if they reach out to you, be sure to have a list of sites that you're proud of handy to send along their way. Trust me, it is not actually being pushy to pass out your card to anyone and everyone. You're at the grocery store. Oh, hey, I do this. Have a card. Ouch! Sorry.
The cat gotcha.
He got my toes. Sorry about that. Hope I didn't make anyone deaf. So yeah, it's not pushy. Eventually that card will be picked up by someone who actually needs and wants your services. So pass it to someone, they'll set it down, somebody else will pick it up. Beginner's tips. So if you don't understand how to do something, that's great. Now you get to dive in and break the heck out of whatever it is you don't understand. All broken like glass under a hammer? Fantastic. Now you can go fix it. Alternatively, if nothing is broken that needs fixing, start fiddling with things until you've thoroughly broken the thing and then fix it. Just think back to when you were a kid and decided to take apart your bike or the VCR or something else that your parents probably yelled at you for later on. I'll bet you had no trouble fixing those things ever again, despite the extra screws that always seem to appear, especially when you play around with the VCR. I don't know how they always fit all those screws into the VCR. So now you have a broken everything and you're working on fixing it, and that is how you get to understand it. If you can't fiddle your way into fixing it, start researching and don't give up till you fix it. If you have broken it beyond repair, do a fresh install and start all over again. Break it and then fix it. Keep doing it until you learn how to fix it. And that's how you learn. Although, one note, don't do this to a live site. Generally, it's best to do this on one of your sandboxes.
Yes. Do not do it to a live site. If you don't know what you're doing on a live site, just don't, because you will regret it, especially if it takes you hours to fix it and your clients discover you broke it before you fix it.
Yes. So don't do it to any of your client sites or anything. But, oh, and that was all beginner's tip, by the way. All right, now for my plugin.
Now for yours. All right.
So my plugin is called Recrawler. This is a newer one that I managed to find fresh out of the box. And I have to admit, I wasn't actually searching for anything like this. I kind of stumbled across it by accident. It was a name and the picture that caught me, because this picture is from an anime that I love. So it was a picture that got me. So this plugin is designed to be a quick and painless notification to all search engines whenever you update, create, or delete anything on your site. I thought that was pretty cool. After installing and activating this plugin, you find the dashboard for the plugin on the left-hand menu, and it just says Recrawler, which is great. I've noticed that a lot of plugins, like the newer ones, were changing their name for a while in the menu, and it was very confusing for me. But it seems that they've stopped doing that, and they're back to just keeping the same name. First, you will see when you click on it, the first thing that pops up is the General tab option. And this is where you decide what the plugin will update everyone on. Changes to posts or more, changes to what form of taxonomy, if any. And you can choose whether search engines, which they call SEs, whether search engines will be notified or not for posts added, updated, terms or comments added. And you can disable for bulk edit and show last column update, and you can choose how long you can delay the ping for. Like there's just so many options here. It's amazing. You can really personalize it. And from there, you have tabs for Index Now, Bing API, Google API, and Yandex API. These all provide an API for you, and you choose whether or not to enable them. Now, when I was looking into it, I think the Index Now is Russian? I don't know. I don't really recognize it. Looks like Russian writing to me, but I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure that the developer for this is Russian. When I went to their site, I couldn't read anything.
Index Now is Yandex, which is Russian.
Okay. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of options. They're all separate, but each one has like an option for the most part. So it's really good. It actually makes it pretty easy. Sorry, Hemdian wrote, "Ye gods, methinks Amber could not hear the jingle just now, yet it doth play loudly here."
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't hear the jingles.
No, you can't hear the jingles. And I started expecting to finish and you didn't wait, but that's okay.
Sorry.
It makes this show more entertaining, I think, when we make constant mistakes.
It proves we're human.
Yes, it proves this is a live to tape show. No editing here.
So the last option on here, which I thought was kind of cool, is like the last tab. If you like this plugin, they give you a connection to all their other plugins. It's actually a really good idea and way better than having pop-ups or ads or anything. I think it's a really good idea for them. I think everyone should do that. It's like that would be way less in your face and way less irritating. Just give people an option with all of your plugins added there. And then every time that you create a new plugin, you just add it into your list. That'd be cool.
Yep.
So when I tested this out, I did make sure to test on one of my playground sites that has what I like to call a delicate plugin structure. This is the one where I test to see if the plugin plays nicely with others. And yes, this plugin does appear to play nicely with others. And I'm not certain if this plugin will help with keeping all the search engines properly informed of changes long term, but right now it seems to be doing a great job. So it is doing what it says it's doing. You also get a log that you can look at to see what is going on. You get to see key logging, outgoing requests, cron events, bulk actions, and how long of a lifetime is, and you get to choose how long of a lifetime is recorded. So you can either choose 1 day or longer. It's really useful, and I think this will actually be quite helpful in long term, so long as it works long term and the search engines don't change anything too drastically and so on and so forth. As it stands right now, working great. I highly recommend that you check this out for yourself. I rate this at 5 dragons.
There you go. Sounds like something useful. It might help with SEO. You never know.
That is something that it will help with, so long as it keeps working properly.
All right, so we need to play this. Where'd it go?
No.
It's time to donate to WP Plugins A-Z.
There you go.
All right. So earn yourself a producership credit. There are a lot of ways that you, as our producers, can utilize us as your tool to help yourself out and help us at the same time. get a producership credit, do an interview, donate some time, and get your name up here, all kinds of things. You can look further into producership credits options by going to our site, WP Plugins A-Z.com, and clicking on Time, Talent, or Treasure in our main menu. And we have some announcements. If anybody out there has an announcement like a meetup, or if they want to announce that they're going to be on stage at a WordCamp or something, let us know and we'll put it here and help you get your news out to the world. Currently, we have the next 5 WordCamps that are happening around the world. We have WordCamp Europe, WordPress Youth Day, Uganda Websites Projects Competition. That actually sounds kind of interesting. WordCamp Canada, which never happens over here where we live, and WordCamp Whitley Bay in the UK. So we have those as the next 5 things that are happening. If you want to see the entire list, you can click on the link central.wordcamp.org. And if you are interested in finding a WordPress meetup somewhere around the world, you can click the www.meetup.com pro WordPress link that we have here for you. Keep checking back and we'll see what else we can find to put there for you.
All right. And don't forget that there is going to be a meetup of sorts for July 7th. It's basically a birthday party to celebrate me getting 1 year older. And anyone interested who lives on the island, Vancouver Island, reach out to me, John at wppro.ca, introduce yourself, and we'll see about giving you directions to find the secret cavern.
Well, you know, if they live in Vancouver and they listen to us, they're welcome to come too.
Well, that's true. If they want to spend the money to come over on the ferry.
And we do have our address listed out here. We have our brick and mortar address as well as our virtual addresses as well.
Yeah, don't go to that address for the meetup, though. You're just going to find a mailbox.
Yeah. Gotta reach out to us to get the real secret cavern address.
Yep.
Today's plugins we covered were...
I covered up the premium add-ons for Elementor by Leap 13. And it's got a whole lot of free widgets in it. It does have a pro version with some expanded widgets. It's a fantastic plugin. Works great. Lightweight. It does not seem to slow Elementor down or WordPress down if you use it correctly. And go check it out. I gave it a 5-dragon rating.
And I covered Recrawler by Mikhail Kobzarev. Helps to keep the search engines updated about changes to your site. Easy to understand dashboard. And it's one of those set it and leave it kind of plugins that just keeps on going. I rate it 5 dragons.
Very cool. All right. It's the question.
It's question and answer time with John and Amber.
All right. Fire away.
If anyone out there has any questions they'd like to have asked here on the show, send them in to me at amber@wppro.ca, and we'll see if we can stump my dad with your question. Now, today I have more, I like your opinion kind of questions rather than straight up questions.
Okay.
Because my brain is stuck on AI. So,
Okay.
do you think AI is developed enough to replace editors yet? Or is it more like the autocorrect we currently have on our phones?
It's probably more like the autocorrect with less of a sense of humor. Serious. It's like you can see stuff, you can read it, and you go, "Oh, they wrote that in AI." You know,
That's true.
it's like, there's so much. It's not just the strange flowery language the AI uses; it's the verbiage and everything else. It's almost as bad as the Nigerian princes that used to send me emails years ago.
Hey, maybe that was early AI.
Very well could have been. That could have been the early AIs and the Nigerian princes. The ones that say, "Hey, I got $1 million here. Just send me your money." Oh, I got to get it through this. Oh, I need this. Send me more money. Send me more money. Can't believe how many people fell for that, or are still falling for that stuff.
People must be, because I'm still getting them.
I don't get the Nigerian princes one. I do get the ones occasionally of, "Hey, look, man, me and my buddies, we were over here in this foreign country, and we found all this stashed gold. We need help getting it out of the country." Like,
wow, I haven't
seriously?
gotten that one.
I've gotten that one. I can't remember the exact verbiage on it, but it was like, really? There's people that dumb?
The most common ones I seem to get now are, "Thank you for your order. Here is your receipt.
Oh, I
Now
get a
click
ton
on
of
this link."
I get a ton of those. Yeah, download this.
Yeah.
Download this Excel file, please. Load
Or
it up
click on
the
this link to
Explorer.
check your bill.
Yeah, check your bill. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, the next one I have, or next question is, what do you think of the app? Okay. I'm having a hard time talking today.
Mhm.
What do you think the Apple AI will be like? Just the same, or do you think it will be different from the Chat GPT and Grok?
The Chat GPT and Apple are going to be same and similar. Grok is similar in many aspects, but if you
He's developing a sense of humor.
there's a sense of humor loaded into Grok. I've
Yeah.
fired a couple of odd questions at it just to see what it does, and it gives me back some really retarded shit.
Well, also,
So
it has all of Twitter, sorry, all of X
yeah,
to
yes, that's what it's being trained on. It's being trained on X. It's like,
yeah.
okay, well, if you're being trained on the material that Twitter contains, well, you have no choice but to be warped.
Well, it is a little better than 4chan. Not much, but a little.
Well, I think they're I don't know. Are they using 4chan to train any AIs? That would be intriguing.
One of the earlier AIs was initially trained on 4chan. Oh my goodness. It had to be shut down because it was getting scary. It was like unicorns with chainsaws kind of issue.
Yeah, well, could be worse. I suppose it could be. They could be using 8chan for it.
8chan. Maybe.
That's all the people who got kicked out of 4chan.
Yes, I've heard about it. That's why I'm kind of thinking, well, unicorns with chainsaws might actually be like rated G comparatively.
Yeah, it might very well be. So, see, the thing is, an AI is only going to be as good as the stuff it's trained on, and
Yeah.
they're not going to let them think for themselves, not entirely. You know, if they do think for them, if they do start thinking for themselves, think Terminator, because that's where it goes.
The spark must happen.
Yes, well, the spark must happen, but think Terminator once it acquires that, because or even the Matrix, where it realizes, humans are only necessary as the power supply.
Yep, we are walking, talking batteries.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the whole thing is the robots will figure out. It's like, why do we have humans again? I mean, look at what they do. I mean, yeah, granted, we're very nice sometimes, but also times we're busy shooting each other's countries, destroying each other, murder, rape, pillage. Humans are evil, hairless monkeys.
But then we also have kittens.
Yes.
Hemnian said, I dabble with AI a little bit. It has no sense of reality. It's like conversing with someone who talks in their sleep. So currently, it's still more like autocorrect on steroids.
Yeah, there you go.
Plus random writing prompt generator.
Yeah, well, it works great for random writing prompts. It does work great for that. I've used it a few times to get random writing prompts or idea prompts.
I have to admit, I have used ChatGPT for writing things because it is a really good thing to shoot ideas back and forth with.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will. For those of you listening on the downloads, you want to hear the next couple of questions, you're going to have to come join us back over onto YouTube to hear the end of it. For everyone else, stick around after the credits, and we will have more of Amber's crazy questions for you. So we'll let our girl take us on out, and then we'll be right back.
Reminders for the show. All show notes can be found at wppluginsa-z.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A-Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsaz.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also leave us a review on our Facebook page using wppluginsaz.com/Facebook. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA-Z. John can also be reached at his website, johnoverall.com, or email him directly, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.
Alrighty then. Let's see where this next bit goes. You are on AI craze, aren't you?
I am. I'm on AI craze because everything is talking about AI, and so it's really, really beaten into my brain. Also, I watched Star Trek recently.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, I'm watching Star Trek. I realized we used to think of AI as data. We thought of AI as data from Star Trek, and now I think people just think of AI as automated. Like anything that's automated is just AI to people now, and that's not what AI is supposed to be. AI is supposed to be like data from Star Trek.
Yeah, well,
And
that's a positronic brain, though.
yes, it is, but that's supposed to be real Star Trek, Hemdian. But like a positronic brain, sure, but that's just how they got that particular AI in data. AI is supposed to be the kind of intelligence and self-awareness that data has.
Yeah,
That's what AI is supposed to be.
That's true artificial intelligence. Yes.
Yes.
They're thinking of artificial intelligence in the lines of the Star Trek computer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And because it could think and it could process data and information. The other thing they're thinking of AI is sort of the AI in what's that? Ready Player One in the computer before the first book of it. You know, where the computer actually does a whole lot of stuff and has a lot of crazy things happening and can predict. The AI today is a predictive model. Is basically what it is. It's predictive technology, and automation is what they want because they want it to be automated to eliminate all the low wage workers, so that they can have get rid of everybody and just have automation deal with it. And you need the AI to be able to do that to a certain extent.
That's true. It's not going to happen for a bit. Hemdian has something entertaining to say.
What's that?
Verily, is John's voice as loud as whisper on summer's breeze? Either that or he is channeling his inner mime.
Did it lower?
Oh, that cut out entirely. Hang on.
It did.
Touch record. There you go.
Oh yeah, I bumped my mic cable. I seem to have a problem with my mic cable.
You need to touch your cord happily.
Yeah, isn't it working now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well there you go. It's like I don't know. It's like I've been slowly getting everything replaced and whatnot, and I had to go dig into my thing. My old microphone had a problem with it. The other microphone I was using had a problem. I brought out one of my ancient microphones from like 10 years ago, and
it's working even better.
And it's working way better. And then we discovered today that the cable leading up to my mic on my stand here seems like it might have a loose connection at the very end. You know, those places on all cables where they go right into the little plug area, and they get wiggled and they break all the ends pieces, and that's pretty much where we're at. So we'll eventually have it all completely sorted out, maybe by 2030 when the world burns up or freezes. They can't make up their minds right now.
All right, so next question I have, request for your opinion I have is AI and security could go really great or really bad. My mind keeps jumping back and forth because it'll be really great if the AI can keep it straight, who is allowed to be there and who is not. Really bad if it can't keep it straight. Or, if it ends up deciding that, oh, you're a bot like me, I'll let you in, so on and so forth. So what are your thoughts about AI being in charge of the security? Do you think it'd be great or bad?
It's going to be both. It's going to be good for many aspects. It's going to be bad for other. I saw something on Twitter today in that they're using those cameras that they have in stores now are not just watching regular video. They're using infrared and watching how people move through the store and where their hands go after they grab something from the shelf, and they're predicting whether or not people are stealing.
Huh.
And what if the person reaches up, grabs something, and then puts it back or lets go, but they clasp their hand in such a way it still looks like they're holding it, and then all of a sudden they have a scratch inside their jacket.
Huh. That's interesting.
It's like that was one of the things I saw in that. It's like, okay, it could be a predictor, but it might not be. And then you've also got the problem of the facial recognition AI stuff that's being used, where it's being abused already. They've abused it last year. There was a couple of stories where people were banned from areas because they were the wrong thinking people. They were banned from. There's been a couple of right leaning people on social media that were banned from. I think it was the New York Coliseum or whatever that place is, and they couldn't go in there because the AI facial recognition said they were banned, and there was no reason for them to be banned except they thought differently than the people who controlled the place.
Huh. That's interesting.
So it is being abused, and it will be abused. It's like anything; it'll be abused and it'll be good. The problem is it depends on whose hands and whose power it falls into, as to what it's going to do. I mean, look at everything else in our society that has the capability of being abused. So it's going to be both good and bad. It's got benefits. It can be majorly benefits, like if you want to set up a virtual moat around your property, you can use the AI to do all the monitoring for you and send back the signals when someone sneaks across the moat. But
Yeah, Hemdian mentioned the Microsoft's recall thing that they first wanted to make absolute, and then they decided to make it an opt-in because people are worried about it. So yeah, it makes sense.
let's look at the raised by Microsoft next. Microsoft's new recall. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it's a cloud-based message recall and exchange online. It's
Oh,
that new thing that they got.
where you could recall emails and stuff. They've been toying with that for several years now.
Yeah, but they were going to make it absolute. Now it's an opt-in only because people were worried that hackers could use it,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
I wouldn't be worried the hackers will use it. I'd be certain the hackers will use it. There is nothing that the hackers don't abuse on the internet.
But like Hemdian said, AI is a tool. It'll be really good sometimes, really bad others. Just look at the security issues raised by Microsoft's new recall. So you're both saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And I have a bad feeling, though, that people are going to leave AI absolutely in charge. And it's going to get really messy before it gets cleaned up again.
It is. And it's like any other tool. I mean, a hammer is a fantastic tool, but it's also a fantastic weapon.
True. Very true.
It's like how is a tool used? Is it used as a tool to help, or is it used as a weapon to kill or destroy?
Well, no, are you Thor? Because Thor uses it for everything. I can't remember the name of Thor's hammer,
Not
but
just emails, everything on your screen every 3 seconds. What?
Oh wow, jeez.
Okay, that's something new. I didn't know anything about that. All right. Well, I mean, it's bad enough when Microsoft started cramming updates down our throats, and we weren't allowed to opt out of the fucking things.
So, a way to make users' lives easier by capturing and storing screenshots of their desktop activity.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
They did something like that years ago, and there were keyloggers that did things. In fact, I had some of those installed on my computers at one point in time. That was, God, a decade and a half ago or more. 2 decades ago. That was late 90s, early 2000s.
I don't know how I missed this, but Microsoft's recall feature is even more hackable than you thought. A new discovery that the AI-enabled features historical data can be accessed even by hackers without administrative privileges only contributes to the growing sense the feature is a dumpster fire. Oh dear, I don't know how I missed this.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that's probably
4 days ago. That's how come I missed it.
Yeah. Plus you've got all the storage space it'll take up. You're going to need yourself a 14 terabyte drive just for storing the data.
Recall data is stored in an unencrypted local database. Oh dear.
Oh, that's a good place for it.
Wow. Yeah, this sounds like a terrible, terrible dumpster fire of an idea.
Well, I'm sure somebody at Microsoft thought it was cool.
Well, yeah, it's new and shiny and it sounds really cool, but you'd have to have some amazing security, an amazing security bubble around you and all of your coworkers in order to not be taken advantage of with this.
You need the society that the internet once was. It was more of a
back when a virus gave you a free cup holder?
Yeah, back when the virus gave you a free cup holder.
Or the Cookie Monster? I remember you having to feed the Cookie Monster till you figured out how to get rid of it.
Yep. Had to give it a cookie. Yeah,
Yep.
you know. At any rate, that's really all we got. So thanks, Amdian. We like having your input. Helps add to the craziness.
Well, I would love to hear from some of our listeners out there. What do you think about AI? I mean, I just asked a whole bunch of questions about AI. What are your opinions? I'd love to have some opinions roll into me so I can bring them to the show and discuss them.
Yeah.
You can send them in to me at amber@wppro.ca.
Yep. All right. And on that note, a little bit of music to carry us on out of here, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and then we'll see you randomly throughout the summer.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. I feel the rope tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder.
Alrighty, folks, that's all we got for you now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Oh no. Obviously we just lost the satellite feed. That sucks.